First generation, 1964 to 1973. It wasn't just a new car, it was the birth of an absolute cultural phenomenon engineered by Lee Iacocca. Unveiled at the 1964 World's Fair, the original pony car redefined the American road. Its groundbreaking design featured a long hood and a short rear deck, creating a brand new category of sporty, accessible vehicles that looked fast even while standing still. No one saw the impact coming. Ford hoped to sell 100,000 units in the first year, but hungry buyers snapped up over 418,000, cementing its status as an overnight legend. The V8 roared, and performance legends like Carroll Shelby quickly stepped in to create the terrifying GT350 and GT500. By 1968, a dark green fastback driven by Steve McQueen in the movie Bullitt cemented the car as a global symbol of cool. But as the 70s approached, the world was about to change. Second generation, 1974 to 1978, often called the Mustang II, this is the chapter purists love to read, but it was exactly what survival demanded. Arriving right in the middle of a brutal global oil crisis, it was drastically downsized into a fuel-efficient subcompact. Stripped of its roaring V8 muscle, it initially rolled out with only 4- and 6-cylinder options, sharing its DNA with the lightweight Pinto platform. It lacked the brute force of its predecessor, but this radical shift was a stroke of absolute genius. It sold 385,000 units in its first year alone, effectively saving the entire brand from extinction. The V8 eventually limped back into the lineup, culminating in the wild King Cobra edition, proving the pony was ready to run again. Third generation, 1979 to 1993. Welcome to the Fox body era. Leaving the classic curves behind, the franchise embraced a sharp, boxy, European-inspired aesthetic that looked like nothing before it. Built on a lightweight, highly versatile chassis, it brought modern aerodynamics into the equation. The real magic, however, lived under the hood with the return of serious performance. The legendary 5.0-liter V8 engine made this lightweight platform an absolute monster on the drag strip. Behind the scenes, Ford almost replaced this rear-wheel drive icon with a front-wheel drive Mazda platform, but outraged fans flooded the company with letters, saving the V8 layout and birthing the high-performance SVT Cobra in 1993. But as the 90s rolled in, a modern facelift was desperately needed. Fourth generation, 1994 to 2004. Codenamed SN95, this was the great revival of classic heritage. Ditching the rigid boxes of the 80s, the design team smoothed out the body, heavily prioritizing sleek aerodynamics. Crucially, it brought back the signature tri-bar taillights, the side scoops, and the galloping horse emblem on the grille, details that had been missing for over a decade. Underneath, the ancient 5.0 pushrod engine was finally retired for a modern 4.6-liter modular V8. As the years progressed, the design evolved into the aggressive New Edge styling of 1999, injecting sharp, razor-like creases into the bodywork. The era peaked with the 2003 Terminator Cobra, packing a supercharged V8 that terrorized the street racing world. It was a bridge between two eras, but the true return to roots was just around the corner. Fifth generation, 2005 to 2014. This was the retro-futuristic masterpiece that woke up the entire industry. Drawing massive inspiration from the legendary late 60s fastbacks, the S197 platform perfectly blended vintage aggression with modern engineering. It looked like a classic but drove like a modern machine. The impact was so explosive that it single-handedly reignited the modern muscle car war, terrifying Chevrolet and Dodge into resurrecting the Camaro and Challenger just to keep up. In 2011, Ford brought back the legendary 5.0 badge with the all-new, high-revving Coyote engine. 2 years later, the 2013 Shelby GT500 shattered expectations with a 662-horsepower supercharged V8, capable of hitting 200 miles per hour straight from the factory. Yet, the world was demanding a sports car that could handle corners, not just straight lines. Sixth generation, 2015 to 2023. The S55. Wasn't just an American icon anymore, it became a global predator. For the very first time in its mainstream history, the solid rear axle was completely abandoned in favor of a fully independent rear suspension. This transformed a notorious straight-line bruiser into a precision track weapon capable of taking on European sports cars in the corners. It was also the first time Ford officially produced right-hand drive models, exporting the roaring 5.0-liter Coyote 5.8 to international markets. Ford didn't hold back, releasing the Shelby GT350 with a flat plane crank Voodoo V8 that screamed to 8,250 revolutions per minute, and following it up with the 2020 GT500, a 760 horsepower apex predator. It proved the pony could dance on the world stage. Now, it was time to step into the digital age, 7th generation, 2024 to 2026. Enter the S650, where brutal analog power meets a fighter jet digital interface. While competitors abandon V8S for electric motors, this machine doubles down on internal combustion glory. The exterior styling is sharper, more chiseled, and relentlessly aggressive. Inside, analog gauges have vanished, replaced by massive, fully customizable digital screens powered by the Unreal Engine video game software. It unleashed the Dark Horse, a sinister, track-focused variant, and introduced a segment-first electronic drift brake co-developed with professional drifters. Ford then shocked the world with the Mustang GTD, a $300,000 street-legal race car with a rear transaxle and active aerodynamics designed specifically to dominate the Nürburgring. It is the ultimate evolution, proving that a 60-year-old legend can still dominate the streets.